You don't need to tell me, I already know. I don't need another project car. I've got enough going on as there is. But when you're on a diet, who's to say you can't look at the menu?
We're not buying anything, we're just looking.
Copart, the place where anyone can grab their dream car for the fraction of the price because they're mainly all damaged. I bought several of my projects from here before, and today we go shopping for some more. So usually when you buy a car from Copart, you can't really go and see it before, but you can arrange for a video call, as I've done with some of my other builds. But today, we've been fortunate enough to be invited down to have a look at a few of the cars here. So it's reflective vests on, and me and Hannah are ready. Let's not forget the safety goggles. It is windy out there today. Straight away, we're greeted by a transit van which has seen better days, but it's now onto the cars that we came to see. So there's three specific cars. I hope you guys like my goggles. There's three specific cars that we came here to look at, and Copart have sorted them out for us, which is so nice of them. And they're just behind Hannah right now. We're gonna start off with the first one, which takes me back to kind of my roots. First off, the Mark III Audi TTS, which actually this one, it doesn't look too bad, but I can see why they've written this one off. So right now this TTS is on £3,500, which would be an absolute bargain for this. Whether it ends like that, highly unlikely. So let's go through the damage. Hopefully you can hear me with this wind. It looks like it's just taken a hit on this side. Again, it's all aluminium on this, so the rear quarter, I'm pretty sure that's aluminium, so replace it is definitely going to be a bit tricky, and also to repair it is going to be a bit tricky. But we all know the channel started off with an Audi TT, a Mark II one, so I'm fairly familiar with it all. Wing mirror is gone, side airbag and curtain airbag is here, and I'm pretty confident to say, without looking, that this is going to be a category S purely because of this reason. The roof is completely dented, and there is probably a structural panel underneath that, and it's quite, well, it's not really clear to see whether that's been impacted or not, just like the Porsche. And the only way of finding that out is to actually take this roof panel off and inspect it. So this one's going to be like a 50-50 one, but it definitely could be a real bargain. That's if it goes anywhere near £3,500. Yeah, that's not the nicest of sounding things. We've got clearance. Yeah, so side airbag has gone in the seat, curtain airbag has gone up there, all minor. Dashboard airbag has stayed intact, and the steering wheel airbag has stayed intact, and these seats are really nice as well. Is this extra to have this stitch in? I don't know whether it is. Loads better than your Audi TT was. Sure. Nice glasses.
Thanks.
If this car goes for like £5,000, it's a bargain, depending on that roof damage. But yeah, I don't really know. Any guesses to what happened? I'm gonna say they tried to drive through a parking thing and the thing came down and hit it.
No.
Yeah, but both the wing mirrors have gone off, haven't they? Drove under a lorry.
It's not that small.
Any guesses? Let us know in the comments. It was nice to look at a TT for a while, but it's definitely not a road I want to go down again. But there is a road I would like to go down again. The Bentley Continental GT. If there is one car I wish I didn't get rid of, it was the Bentley Continental GT. And look at this one. The one thing that sort of put me off it is that it's ragtop. It's a convertible. I've never had a convertible car before. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But this one already at auction is on £42,000. It says it's got an estimated retail value of £190,000, but we'll go through that later. Let's just walk you through the damage. The weird thing about this is that I could tell that the driver who was driving this car when it crashed wasn't using a VPN tool. Oh really? How on earth could you have told that? I'll be honest, I couldn't tell, but I just couldn't think of a way to tell everyone about today's sponsor, Surfshark, the VPN tool. V stands for virtual, P stands for private, And N stands for network. And a virtual private network is designed to encrypt all the data sent via the internet. That stops people viewing your private messages, stealing your photos, your videos, or just seeing what you're doing online. A lot of people think public Wi-Fi is safe. Even my dog knows that public Wi-Fi is a gold mine for hackers. I do. And that's not the only thing it can do. Let's say you're in the UK and you want to watch some classic Top Gear on Netflix, but you can't. Well, if you've got Surfshark, you can go over to the top right-hand corner, change your browsing location to the USA, go back onto Netflix, search for Top Gear, and there it is, ready to watch. So to get Surfshark today, click the link in the description box below and use code Matt Armstrong. That's going to give you 83% off plus an extra 3 months for free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is literally no risk. Right, let's go check out that Bentley. So it's quite clear to see the near side has taken a fair bit of hit. There's no guessing on what's happened there. Probably
Smashed it.
It's probably crashed into someone. Not sure if there's much damage behind here. We may be able to get the bonnet open. We might be able to get the bonnet open. But more importantly, oh god, that's moving right back. More importantly, the 12 for W12. It's not the V8 version. That's why this one is a lot more expensive. Oh, the W12. There's a scuttle panel missing over there. I don't know why. That's strange. Maybe they were looking for a battery terminal under here. Yeah, they were. So there's one battery terminal there. Looks like there's no coolant in it. Here's your damage. Oh, so it might have taken a bit of the chassis actually. This is definitely all bent, so it's a bit more damage than we first thought. So, it's definitely fixable because all this can be replaced, but definitely more damage than we thought. I mean, how? Looking at that, yeah, you can see that's supposed to be flat there, and then that is not flat. So, yeah, so on your RS5 we did something similar to that, didn't we? And also we haven't learnt yet whether Bentley would sell you structural parts. It could be exactly like the Aston Martin where they won't sell you the parts unless you're a registered repairer. And the damage didn't stop at the front. There was some more damage at the back where part of the roof has pushed through the rear window, which seems common when convertibles crash. Hannah explained that it would make her hair really windy if we drove with the top down. But then I wanted to take a look at the inside of the car, which is absolutely next level on Bentleys. This is so nice, isn't it?
Do you know what? Like, if you've ever been in a Bentley, you'll know that Bentley smell, and this has the Bentley smell.
What's the thing with Bentleys? It's like something like they're made out of only male...
No.
Only cows which are in a farm with no barbed wire. So they don't get any scars.
It's only women because women don't fight.
Don't know whether that's a gimmick just to make it sound luxury, but apparently it's a thing. Maybe one of you could correct us in the comments, but we found that this is a Mulliner spec, which is why it has that diamond stitching and added features around the car, which makes it that little bit more expensive. My god, I've just realised.
What?
The dashboard's blown.
Oh no!
And then you're going to have to get the exact same trim.
Oh no.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm liking it less now.
Yeah, that's going to be really hard to get that. Or whether you buy a dashboard and then get it trimmed the same, but this has got white stitching. This is a really nice spec, like cream with blue, and then the blue exterior. If there was going to be any car I'd replace the Aston Martin with, it would be this. Like, a lot of leather places won't actually repair the dashboard like this, where it rips it because it's like a weak spot, and we found that out on the Aston Martin. Votes on the Bentley?
20 out of 10.
20 out of 10. The next car, I mean, I was excited about the Bentley, but this one is the special one, and this one is the one that is, well, I like it. Hannah's I'm still trying to convince her. The 991 Porsche GT3. This one is well nice. And right now, the price of this Porsche GT3 is pretty nice as well. But it's the repairs on this that's going to cost you. Look at this beauty, the 4-litre straight 6 991 GT3 with some minor damage, I think. In fact, there's much less damage on this one than there is on my Cayman S, and all these panels are going to be pretty much the same as the Cayman S. Not same, they're going to fit the same way, they're not going to be the same, quite obviously. Right now the GT3 is on £53,000,
which makes the Bentley look like a bargain.
Yeah, that one is cheaper right now, but this one is cooler.
No.
Yeah, it's cooler. It is. 8,000. I've not got a GT3.
There's no difference.
There's a 4-litre straight 6.
All Porsches are the same.
No, not a chance. 8,000 miles on this one, and what a shame. What has happened here? Maybe, do you think it's been on a track? Potentially, let us know.
Been in a ditch where it's supposed to be. Yeah,
I think the thing this door's short, but yeah, door damage. Not sure how far that's going to go into the chassis though, and that could also be an issue if that has gone into the chassis, but it doesn't look like it's gone that far. It's just whether it's pushed the hinges in, but I think you can see the imprints of the hinges. The one thing that's on this which I've noticed, which is going to be expensive, is more towards the rear. These GT3s have carbon ceramic brake discs, and this one used to have a carbon ceramic brake disc because now it has disappeared, and it looks like the caliper has almost snapped it off or ate it, and it's also taken off the wheel. And also a difference between these wheels and the normal car wheels, they are center locking wheels, just like race cars. And if you've ever seen the tool that they use to take these off, it's a huge bar, 100 newton meters of torque to tighten this up, and that means as well this wheel's damaged, which means we'll probably have to replace it with center locking wheels. Wheel Mania, do you do center locking wheels? £2,500 for a front brake disc, but for rear it's a bargain. 1,800 quid.
Wow, it's almost worth it.
It's worth it. 1 for 1 key, R for received, and S for start. So this one does actually start. There would also be another letter on there. If there's a D on there, that means it drives, and quite clearly this is not going to drive anywhere because of the state of the front wheel here, which is completely pushing. It's got a lot of suspension damage. The rear wheel's got no caliper on. The brake disc is absolutely chewed up. I don't know. Rad pack kind of looks okay. It looks like it's taken more of a side impact, but this is looking good. But what's special about this is the interior. Look at this interior. It is proper nice, and it's really track orientated. And I tell you what I have found, the brake caliper, which could have saved you a few bob, or saved me a few bob, it doesn't look, it's actually like not that damaged. And we've got the cup holders just like my Cayman. Look at all that. This is so nice. All the inside, all Alcantara on the bottom of it, on the door cards. Oh yeah, and the dashboard's intact as well. Like,
yeah, do you know, it is comfortable, but if I was choosing between the TT and this, I'd pick this. But if I'm choosing between the Bentley and this, I'd pick the Bentley.
So if you want to take an estimate of what this would probably cost to repair, you should probably do so in the comment section below, but I don't actually think it's that bad. It's just going to be the expense of the GT3 parts, where you're going to get that added Porsche tax on it. I have asked to see if we could start the GT3 to hear it running, but unfortunately when they got it running, the guy afterwards closed the bonnet. So now the bonnet closed, the battery died, and to open the bonnet you need battery power. So the only way to get battery power to it is for a little thing in this footwell here, which sends power to the bonnet to open the bonnet, and then you can get to the battery terminals under the bonnet to start the engine. And now it looks like I've got a decision to make here. I'm set on the Porsche, Hannah's set on the Bentley. The Bentley's at £42,000 and the Porsche is at 53. Whether it stays like that, the countdown commences. But I'll certainly be there when the bidding ends. I know which one I'm sold on,
I know which one I'm sold.
But we'll have to find out. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and try and find out which one we've bought, whether I bought any, that's in fact. And I'm actually going to put this video out after the bids end on it. I think that's probably the best bet. Else
and which one would you buy?
Yeah, which one would you buy? I know which one I'd buy, and I know which one everyone else would buy. But let us know. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. And it's quite funny actually, because Hannah said that we weren't allowed to buy anything before we came here, and now I might be allowed to buy something.